heard out there?
Hey, Jim Miller.
Hi, Wayne.
How you doing?
I'm doing
Yeah,
great. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Wayne, why are you on there twice?
I don't know.
You're even talking twice.
I'm seeing double. I'm seeing
Like,
double.
maybe they just take it out. What's all that background? You all that background noise too?
Yeah, we're getting feedback from something.
Okay, well, let me see if it's me. I can't find a mute thing here. John Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can't see me though. I don't know why I'm not on here.
No, I don't see you, but okay, good. I just want to make sure I was coming through.
Yeah, you're coming through okay.
All right.
I have no idea why my screen is, that is weird. Let me try something.
Plain cold is very awesome too. We got other folks on here. I don't know who they are. Hello? You better get on, Kathy. This is Kathy
Mute your mic
Price.
for a
Get
minute.
on.
Mute your mic for a minute. Yeah, you're the feedback. So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, I think Wayne's the feedback. Yeah.
At least that's our story, Wayne.
Hey, Wayne Benjamin, unmute your mic again.
Wayne, you're muted.
Unmute it, Wayne. See if we can get the feedback.
This is crazy.
That could be trouble. That is our IT tech.
Hey, Wayne Benjamin. You have two windows open. Or you don't know, but you did. There you go.
Now you gonna hear me?
Right?
I guess. Right?
You're good, Wayne. Yeah.
You're good, Wayne. Yeah.
You guys are all echoing to me, but maybe that's my side.
No, you're echoing too.
Wayne, can you hear me?
I hear you. David.
Okay.
Maybe we should just go and get started.
I'm going to leave Aquabat.
I'm sorry? He said he had to leave. Sorry for the delay in the... Well, welcome everybody to the annual 22B business meeting to be held at the Multiple District Convention. Before I get started with my comments, and you all, I believe, got a copy of the agenda, I just want to give out a special thank you to our Cabinet Secretary, Kathy Crockett, who has been more than helpful to me this past year in terms of doing her usual duties as Cabinet Secretary, but also as being my sounding board for ideas I may have and that kind of thing. I also want to be sure to thank John Lawrence, the immediate past district governor and GLT, because John Lawrence, Dow Mann, and Wayne Cole have been a big help to me when I had questions this past year in getting off the ground, starting as a district governor. Ken Roderick's my cabinet treasurer. He's done an excellent job as the cabinet treasurer, and I appreciate him volunteering for that job. And then, of course, I want to recognize our zone chairs from Sandy Pierce in the north down to John Toffer in the south. Everybody stepped up and volunteered, as well as our cabinet committee chairs, all people who volunteered their time to help out our district. It is appreciated. I want to take a special time also to tell Melanie Donovan, thanks, Melanie, for doing our newsletter every month. It was very, very good. Thank you. Anyway, I think this would be a good time to take a few minutes now, report on the health of 22B, the health of the Lionism in 22B. We first began, or my term first began back on July the 1st, 2020. Obviously, at that time, we had 1,300 members. COVID seemed to possibly have reached its peak, and maybe, just maybe, we'd seen the worst of the pandemic. At that time, I discussed with my cabinet secretary, Kathy Crockett, how we're going to do our visitations in September, starting first with the smallest clubs, and that could, because they were felt to be at the greatest risk of viability, we would meet with them and then return several months later to see how they were progressing. We would tell them about the NAMI project and center our visitations around that, as well as hard copies of material that LCI has on their websites to encourage clubs to grow and to retain new members, new service projects, and address the leadership issue. Those hard copies were left at each club that we met along the way. But you know what happened with fall. With fall came the numbers of the COVID became dramatically worse. Hospitalizations increased, percent positivity rates went up, and it was felt by this governor, at least, that it was not good to continue making any live visitations. And on top of that, I didn't think the virtual visitations were as effective nor as enjoyable, and some clubs weren't even having virtual meetings for various reasons. So we put off doing any further visitations until maybe there was one done in January, a virtual one, maybe there's two done in February. And then the latter part of March and all of April, and now all of May, we have been trying to make up our visitations. I say we because we don't have, and you know, we don't have a first, second vice district governor. Kathy Crockett and I, and occasionally Ken Roderick, would make these visitations. They are essentially completed now. We only have about 6 more to do. And they will be completed in the next 5 weeks. Several clubs I visited, as I said, when I saw them just like last week, one club in particular has not met either virtual or live since February of 2020. Many clubs hadn't had a live meeting until the district governor's visit in March or April of 2021. They hadn't met for over a year. So that's the status. That's the status of the year prior to April. Since then, though, as you make your visitations, you see clubs all coming back and becoming very active, both in their service projects that they are doing to fulfill the need they've identified in their community, either in the past or in the current, because of the current situations. Fundraisers are, whether it's the barbecues, bicycle rides, golf tournaments, bingo, 50-50 drawings, all these seem to be, to best I can see now, are all back in full swing, and clubs are back to trying to raise money to help out the less fortunate. So this has all been a good sign. The club meetings are truly a pleasure to attend, and I feel the fellowship that all these clubs are feeling. I've enjoyed the visitations. Each club, as we've been told, has its own personality, and nothing could be further from the truth. Some of our smaller clubs are doing at least as much as our larger clubs, and that brings up the point that the president of the Allen Lions Club brought up to me several months ago about what was the perfect size club. I was talking at the time about the small clubs, but I was actually referring to those clubs of 10 or less members. But anyway, his point is well taken. It's often the smaller clubs that are doing, relatively speaking, the most work. But that's the background of this year. This year's been very different. We all have to agree to that, I do believe. We've had our ups and downs, but I think the worst is now behind us. We still have a problem with our clubs reporting their service activities. In fact, in the multiple district 22, less than 50% of our clubs report their activities. Our cabinet secretary, Kathy Crockett, has been very helpful in wanting and offering her services to folks who need help with reporting to LCI. Having said all that, though, we've still, according to LCI records, we've still this year served over 90,000 people in almost 600 different service projects, totaling more than 10,000 service hours in District 22B. So you can imagine what that would be if we had all our clubs reporting. But certainly we got to recognize that we have stepped up and done many service projects to help out people who maybe COVID changed exactly what we were doing. But we haven't sat back and not met the challenge. 22B clubs has also raised this year about $40,000 that they have given back to their communities in spite of the pandemic and the limited reporting. This money went back to the community to fulfill needs that were identified, both whether it be for the eyeglasses, scholarships, building a ramp, et cetera, that Lions do to try to support these organizations, nonprofits, and the people who are more financially limited. Our membership numbers are also down. It's down at last count about 50 members. However, we're getting new members every week. What those numbers will be in the end, I don't know, but it appears, and I think for good reason, that there will be a positive growth in 22B this year. That will be significant. But this is in large measure, we must give the credit where it's due. This will be in large measure due to the Ocean City Lioness Club and the Berlin Lioness Clubs becoming Lions Clubs. It's projected we'll get about 65 members from these two clubs bridging over to Lions Clubs. And I'd like to take this opportunity at this time now to say that the credit for getting that job done goes to certainly our past district governor, Norm Cathell, and his wife, Lioness, Faye Cathell. They have really been up front there in getting this job done. I think they deserve a lot of credit. Another club that needs to be recognized is the Ferrelsburg Lions Club. Their branch club, Men for Change, has grown to over 21 members in the last year, and it probably will become an independent club, but that's somewhat down the road. But the point is that we started out the year thinking we wouldn't get any new clubs, and we have potentially, we certainly have two, and there is another one there waiting, I guess, for David Studley to become district governor. Some clubs, such as Chestertown and Ferrelsburg, have actually had a remarkable growth in membership this past year because of an active recruitment campaign, as well as a marketing chair that keeps the club's activities out there in the front of the community. Chestertown's marketing chair, past King Lion, Dave Dunham, regularly gets the club's activities, fundraisers into the local newspapers. And I think you all have seen there is seldom a 22B newsletter that comes out that Chestertown Lions Club is not taking up more than its share of pages. But that's all because of, largely all because of Dave Dunham. So we certainly thank him. And I think it's also just proof that marketing really does work. If you had any doubts about it, you should check out what's happened with the Chestertown Club. And then, of course, it never ceases to amaze me that a community that supposedly size of Ferrelsburg with somewhere around 2,600 residents by the last census has 2 Lions clubs with totaling over 95 members. I think that's Ferrelsburg Lions Club most recently had, what, 75 members, Wayne? I believe that's correct. I guess you're muted, so you'll just have to give me a thumbs up. Anyway.
Yes, we're at 71 plus.
Is that right?
I think the branch club, yeah. So, yeah.
No, but I think the LCI website says, says 75. I don't know. I was quite impressed how many members you have. Chestertown is going to have about 71 here very shortly. Anyway, we can grow. We can grow. I have no problem with that. Lions Club Foundation, LYF, LVRF, Lions Vision Research Foundation, LoverNet, Lions Low Vision Rehab, and our 22B foundations are very financially healthy. All foundations are directed by a group of very dedicated Lions. And as you all know, our foundations are a very important part of our organization, and they allow us to serve outside of our communities as well as money coming back into our own communities. So we need those foundations. We need them to be healthy, and they are healthy. The challenges remain now as they have in the past. How do you reach 100% of your Lions to tell them about the NAMI goals and the need and to see the seriousness of recruiting? We had a presentation by Dan Elkins from 22D Wednesday night. We just finished watching Cheryl Jones making her presentation about building on our clubs and revitalizing our clubs. And the problem we have is I think, it's been a chronic problem, is getting the message out to the total membership of the districts. It's difficult. It's difficult. And all you can do is sort of just keep chipping away and hoping that something you say clicks with somebody and causes them to move on. We certainly have made the attempt to do exactly that this year. And Lion Cheryl Jones and Lion Dan Elkins did, I thought, excellent presentations. They're right on the mark. We all know what more members mean. More members mean that the Lions clubs will be able to do more service projects. More members mean the Lions Club will be able to do more fundraisers to raise more money to help out the less fortunate and our nonprofits that depend upon gifts to continue to do their work. More members also mean we have a greater pool of potential leaders in our clubs to do administrative duties. So the challenge is to get our membership to recognize that and the desire to do exactly that. Those goals are all well written out in the NAMI focus areas, and the methods to achieving them have all well been tried to be, anyway, presented to the clubs, either in my visitations or others who have spoken. At our last cabinet meeting in April of this year, Past District Governor Dow Mann was remembered as the epitome of a tireless Lion leader. I want to again bring up Dow Mann's name. I think it's worthwhile. I think he is an inspiration because of all he did for our district and our multiple district. We all know he will be sorely missed. For you and his crowd today who do not know, it was Dow Mann who did our roster books, which was no small project. It was Dow Mann who did our social book, which was no small project. It was Dow's leadership that Aim for Sight was able to donate over $100,000 to LVRF in the last so many years. It was Dow Mann who served tirelessly as the cabinet secretary and cabinet treasurer for multiple district governors. It was Dow Mann who kept us on time for our presentations. In fact, I used to call him 3-Minute Dow. And if you had a question or you had a presentation, you better have it done in 3 minutes. He'd be looking at his watch right now if he's here today. Anyway, if you had a question, Dow Mann had the answer. And if you didn't have the answer, you could depend on him to get it for you. So he's a lion that we all miss and think of often. In conclusion, we have lost some great leaders this year. 22B is strong, and we have leaders who will continue the tradition of we serve. Next year, under the leadership of District Governor Dave Studley, and the first Vice District Governor Carol Schoonover, and second Vice District Governor Kathy Crockett, I think we're in good hands. I believe we are in good hands. And we will continue to be the premier service organization in the world, the largest service organization in the world, because of the leadership we have coming up. So that's my comments. I hope I got done in 10 minutes. If anybody has any questions, we could entertain them now, or we can talk about them later. Go ahead.
DG Wayne, seems like we're having, Kathy's on we're having the people according to chat not being able to get in, but I think we have got some in now.
Okay.
Is John Lawrence in?
I think I'm in for voice. I'm not in for picture. Good grief.
Wayne said he couldn't get in. Kathy couldn't get in. John couldn't get in.
Well, Kathy's in there now.
Kathy's in now. Yeah.
Steve says he can't get it. Steve Fisher.
I just got in.
Robert just got in. Yeah, Robert.
Yeah, I heard the whole presentation, so that was good.
Okay.
I did too. I just couldn't see you.
Okay.
I guess it's anything. Anybody else can't get in? I guess we're right. Okay. Well, now what we'd like to do is to go ahead and call on our GLT, John Lawrence, to give us the results of the balloting. Can you do that, John?
John says he's not on the site.
Still trying, he says.
He's not on. I went to my laptop. I got off my desktop. I don't know if that made a difference.
Did you hear my talk, Kathy, when I was so complimentary of you?
No, do it again. Do it again.
It was very positive and correct, Kathy.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Robert, it was positive?
I am positive.
Oh, okay, thank you. No, he better. He knows I know secrets. I know secrets. No.
So,
well, let me see. Why don't we? Shall we? Maybe John Lawrence calling me. What do you want me for? Yes, sir.
Sir. Ooh. Just gonna give.
This isn't gonna work.
Huh. Well, too bad. I don't say. Let me see. Why don't we just go ahead, if you don't mind, skip over the election. I'll come back to them. And maybe we'll hear, well, John, of course, he's our GLT. Wayne, you want to talk briefly about, I know you've already talked about LVRF, but maybe just real briefly, again, as far as our sub-district goes. And then if you would talk about LCIF in terms of what 22B. You got to unmute yourself now, Wayne. Can you not unmute yourself? Yep, good.
Okay. All right. As you heard, if you were on the general business session today, I won't give my report because it's like 4 minutes long, but just to give you an update for contribution levels for LVR from 22B. Currently, it looks like 25 clubs. This was as of May the 10th. 25 clubs had donated over $14,500 to LVRF. And basically, I do think there'll be more contributions coming in. If your club has not donated, please double check. I mean, you can donate through several ways. You know, we have several different categories, and I don't think, like, I know Chrisfield Lioness just did a Vision Day thing in their town, and I don't think that reflects on this report. So I do anticipate more people contributing, but I would ask, if your club has not, please consider that you would do that. And also, just one thing that I want to remind everybody, that if you could please, the Lions of Vision Fellowship Program that we voted last year as a Board of Trustees, we're trying to endow $2.3 million. Keep in mind that we're working with Wilmer Development, and we're splitting that. Wilmer Development will come up with half, and we will come up with half. There's no expiration date on the endowment. It'll be as long as we can take to do it. It's wide open. But if you could put a small amount of money in your budget for next year for that endowment, besides what you're already given for LBRF, I know that's a lot, especially coming off a pandemic year. But if you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. So again, I think a copy of my annual report from LVRF will be available at some point. So that's my comments on LVRF. We had a great year given the circumstances that we were under. And I can, you want to do LCIF as well?
If you don't mind, yeah, it'd be good, huh?
Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay. Let me find my report here. I thought on Thursday night, there was an LCIF update for everybody, and I just thought it was great. I thought Ken Chu and Ken Huttenmeiler and the gentleman from LCI did a terrific job. And so I just want to give you some updated numbers as far as what we're doing as a whole on the program of campaign, on the campaign, but also what our district is doing. So very quickly, if you remember, Campaign 100 has
your sound's not on or whatever.
$3 million.
Let me turn the sound on here. Maybe that'll work.
No, it's not going to work.
See John?
Is your sound on?
I see John and Carol.
I think you're not muted though, John, I don't think.
Okay, so I was very surprised by this number because, like I said, our goal is 300 million. As of May the 15th, Ken Chu reported that $205 million has already been raised for the completion of Campaign 100. So at 300 million, that's terrific. As far as our individual district, looks like we have contributed, according to their report, we are at 42% of our goal. We've got some work to do, but traditionally our clubs give it the end of the year. So I don't.
Whichever one works. Right now, neither one of them's working.
I don't think we're
See if
going to
I
be
can
able
hear
to reach
anything
the
now.
goal, but I think we will be in much better shape.
When I
Very
turn it
happy
on, we get that
we
bad
have
echo
4 model
because it's
clubs.
coming through both.
Colin Wing-
For some reason, your speaker's not working.
John, you're not muted.
You don't have
Good.
the volume turned off, do you?
You're not
That's what you
muted,
call
Carol.
volume.
we can hear you, Carol.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Okay.
It's taking out your time, John. Okay, Wayne.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, like I say, we have 4 model clubs. We've Conowingo, Salisbury Metro. We have Elkton, and Kent Island just joined as the model club. I think we will have a model club in Pocomoke City by default because they will have been given their donations that will result in them being a model club. So we're doing, as far as the model clubs, we're doing well. Like I said, we still have some work to do as far as our giving. Lion Frankie has a report that he's showing to date that we've given $19,225 through May the 7th. So again, the multiple district is doing very well. Delaware is doing superbly. They've reached their goal and surpassed their goal, as has 22C. I would just remind everybody that the campaign itself it's going to be successful. It's no doubt in my mind that we are going to surpass the money figure. We're going to surpass the amount of people being served as a result of Campaign 100. And as we expand our our global causes, I think that's really going to help us. And traditionally money is given internationally, but I think we're going to show great results in our Constitution area, and that's thanks to the great leadership that we have as far as PS International Jeff Gaffigan. He is leading this, and I can tell you when Jeff gets behind something, he's a motivator, and we will get it done. There's no doubt about that. But if you haven't donated, please, I would encourage you to go back to your club and see what you can do for LCI as well. Again, we're going to make the goal, and I have no doubt about that. So I'll be glad to answer questions. I don't know how long you want me to go, Wayne.
Wayne, I have a question for you. I think maybe John, John, when you mute, we get rid of that echo. Hey, Wayne, if you look at the numbers every time they present this stuff, 22B is far behind. We're ahead of 22A, but we're far behind C, W, and D as far as donating both LVRF and to LCIF.
We are. And at this point, that's not surprising. Like I say, a lot of our donations tend to come in at the end of the year. And again, the membership, the goal for LCIF was you have to remember was based on so much per member. So they sat down and came up with our goal, and I think our goal was actually $90-some thousand a year. We've never come close to that. If you look at our history, you can see the highest amount that we gave as a district was $29,000 back in 17 and 18. So I think it takes a combination of things, though. I think it takes a couple of people giving large amounts of money. I know what that happened in Delaware. There was a kind of a past district governor challenge that they put out that probably got them $10,000 to $12,000 this year.
Wow.
Every district handles it differently. We kind of rely on club donations. I know some district has done a district-wide fundraiser and put that in there, but I can tell you, Frankie is, it's not for the lack of trying. He he puts everything in the newsletter. He communicates well. It's just that we haven't seen the results the other districts have seen.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Anybody else have any questions of past District Governor Wayne? Okay, now we'll go back to our agenda now, I guess. Agenda says, John Lawrence, you want to give us the results of the election? Well, your mute is not. You're still muted right now.
Now I think I'm unmuted. Am I finally
Yeah.
unmuted?
Yep.
Okay, the results of the election duly elected were the following. Dave Studley was elected as our next district governor. Carol Schoonover was elected as our next, and Kathy Crockett was elected as our new second vice district governor.
Okay. We will now at this time hear the acceptance speech from our new second vice district governor elect, Kathy Crockett.
Got some feedback. If we've got to mute some people. Okay. Fellow Lions, I would like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for electing me as second vice district governor. I'm truly honored and humbled to serve District 22B and pledge to do the very best job that I can to support incoming District Governor Dave Studley and his initiatives during the new Lions year. The district will no doubt be in very capable hands under his leadership and expertise. I would also like to take a moment to thank my club, the Christopher Lioness Lions Club, for welcoming me 12 years ago, the district governors I've had the privilege to work with, and the Lions of 22B, who through their dedication and service have demonstrated time and time again, we do indeed make a difference. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, if no one has any questions of Kathy, if you have a question, though, feel free to ask her. Okay, Lion Zone Chair Carol Schoonover, first Vice District Governor-elect.
I just wanted to.
You just got muted. You weren't, and now you are. Okay, now, Carol.
I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everyone, and I'm looking forward to serving with District Governor-elect David Studley and achieving his goals.
Thank you, Carol.
Short and sweet.
Okay. Anybody have any questions of Carol? Okay, now we'll hear from our new, almost new, DGE, David Studley. Now you're muted too there, Dave. Good. Oh. Muted again, Dave. Okay. Doesn't hold. I think you're all set now, Dave.
One place it says I'm muted, and one place it says I'm not.
Well, you're not muted as far as we're. Oh, now you are.
Am I open now?
Yes.
Okay. It seems like I'm now not on the. All right, nobody can see me anyway. Fellow Lions, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My button keeps coming back red on me here. I don't know what's going on. Over the last 2.5 months, I've spent most of my time planning for this virtual convention. In the middle of this planning, I was approached by members of the Honorary Committee about stepping up to be district governor due to our first vice district governor resigning due to health reasons. I finally agreed and then immediately went back to working on the convention. So I began thinking about what I would say here today at about the same time that we were starting hearing from our government about recovery, rebuilding, and restoring our economy to finally seem to be gaining control over this pandemic. For our Lions, these words apply to many of our clubs. After the restrictions of the past year, Lions need to recover, rebuild their membership by bringing in those Lions who spent the year in quarantine, engaging with those who have drifted away, and seeking out those non-Lions who answered the call to serve during the pandemic and encourage them to join our association. This is a time for rejuvenation, but not only membership, but in our service to our communities and in our fundraising efforts. This will continue to be a challenging year as reopening continues. We will need to meet these challenges by embracing the many new technologies that have presented themselves, working to return our clubs to normal activities, and exploring the new opportunities that may be recognized during the coming year. I look forward to working with each of you and hope that when I call you or contact you concerning filling cabinet positions, that you will not say no. I would like to take this opportunity to thank a few people. First, my wife, Lion Jenny, who has been by my side for longer than the 40 years I've been a Lion. To the incoming first and second vice district governors, Carol and Kathy, who I know will both make this job easier and will do a great job in their years in the future. Special thanks to Lion John Lawrence for his support and efforts to keep 22B functioning since the loss of Pastor Governor Dow. And I have to give a special thanks to the late PID Darley Travers. When I served as governor the first time, PID Darley was instrumental in convincing me to step into the position and mentoring me along the way. He was truly a Lion's Lion, and I feel if he were here today, he would have encouraged me to step back up and fill this position again. So as we go forward, I'm counting on all of you to help make this a great Lions year, and I thank you for your attention, and I hope you all have a great convention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan.
Anybody have any questions of our past council chair, Dave? Or DGE? Okay. Now we'll go back to the agenda if we can. John, Lawrence, you were going to speak about the 22B Foundation.
Yeah, can you all hear me okay now? Getting some great feedback there. Okay. Yeah, every year the 22B Foundation is required to have an annual meeting, which we do during the convention. So this is our official annual meeting. I'd like to say that the members of the foundation are all Lions in good standing within the District 20. For those of you who are not aware, the trustees of the foundation, each year we have 3 past district governors, 3 non-past district governors, the district governor, sitting district governor, and vice district governors, and the immediate past district chair. So these are 3-year terms for the past district governors and the non-past district governors. So this year we have rotating off Charlene Travers as the past district governor and Kathy Crockett as the non-past district governor. Also, one of our trustees this year has been Jeff Beaver, and of course he's moved to North Carolina, and so he needs to be replaced as well. We had a nominating committee, and the nominating committee gives the following nominations. Charlene Travers has agreed to come back on for another 3-year term, filling one of the past district governors. John Lawrence has agreed to replace Jeff Beaver to finish out his term. And Donna Shelton has been so kind as to agree to take one of the non-past district governor slots. So those are the nominees, and everyone who agrees to those nominees, raise your hand or wave or do something so we can see you. I'll wave. There's my hand. Okay. Okay. So now on the officers, Wayne Benjamin as the immediate past district governor will be the chair of the foundation. That's written into our bylaws. Kathy Crockett has agreed to be the secretary again, and as noted, I'm agreeing to be the treasurer, replacing Dorothy Culver, she's been the treasurer for a time, and she's asked to step down from that position. She'll still be a member of our trustees as a past district governor, but I will become the treasurer. So we need to vote on those offices, and we can raise our hands again. Anybody that wants to think those are okay? Okay, thank you. I would really like to encourage everyone to think of ways that you can use some of our money. We have a lot of money out there. The grants are out there. Particularly this last year, we've been sort of liberal with how we give out grants in order to help some of the clubs with the COVID problems that they've had. Also, at our last board meeting of our trustees, we agreed to expand into a new area, and that is we have patients that come through LoverNet or come through that we know about. They have low vision, and often they go to a low vision doctor. They're asked to get certain equipment in order to make their lives a little more fulfilling and so that they can get things done a little better. Sometimes there's in Maryland we have something called DOORS, which is the Department of Rehabilitative Services supplies some of this equipment. Sometimes insurance might cover, even though insurance doesn't usually cover very much. But we can, what we'd like to do is what we'd like to do is be able to have clubs for that purpose, so that we can help patients that need low vision equipment. So that's a new area, and we'll be getting more other clubs on how to apply for those grants. So that concludes the meeting for the Charitable Foundation.
Any questions they asked? John? Okay, hearing none. Now, John, I think we're good. You can speak about your role as GLT at this time. You're muted for some reason. You're still muted, John.
I got remuted somehow. I don't know how that happened. You know, on the GLT, I've been the district GLT this year. Wayne Cole has agreed next year. And he and I have worked together on doing all sorts of trainings in the last several years and worked very well together. We did have an earlier conversation and we said, well, we got the zone chair training coming up, a new officer training coming up. Who's responsible, the new GLT or the old GLT? And after pointing fingers at each other, we agreed to work together on it. And it doesn't really matter who's responsible, we'll make it happen. So please have that in mind. I know that not all those positions have been filled yet, but sometime towards the end of this month or early next month, we will be offering training. And I strongly encourage all the club officers and certainly the zone chairs to participate in that training when it comes along. It'll make for a stronger district if we all can do that together. So that's the current status of the GLT.
Okay. Any questions, John? Running a little bit ahead of schedule. So please feel free to ask if you have anything. We're now going to, is Steve Disharoon on? Steve is our GMT. And we were going to see if our GMT had any comments he wanted to make at this time. Are you there, Steve? I can't tell who's here.
Wayne, earlier he said he couldn't get on, but I don't know if.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the chats now.
Oh, yeah, 33 minutes ago he said that.
I'll give him a text.
I wonder, is Bev Topfer here? Bev was going to be here under her husband's name, John, and give us a little bit of little information on the whole Lioness program and the bridge program.
It doesn't look like they're signed in when I look at the people signed in. Steve Disharoon signed in, but I don't think he's able to get on to make his report.
You didn't hear back from Steve?
I just texted him.
Okay. I could ask, I guess I could also send a thing to Bev and see whether she is. Let me just take a minute, I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hey, Bev.
Yeah.
It's Wayne Benjamin. Were you able to get on the site?
I'm watching it now.
Oh, are you okay? Because we were going to have you talk now about.
Pardon?
We were going to have you speak now about the your Lioness.
Oh, okay. Do I just go up there to share a video? Is that what I do?
I thought, well, they might have you sign in under John, but you're supposed to be able to speak.
I'm on now.
You should be able to speak then.
Well, there's another thing on right now. You want me to go in now?
Yeah, our session.
Where it says ask and share, let me say.
LDRF Foundation.
said we couldn't find any device that you allow the camera, the microphone. Once you're done, refresh your browser. I don't know.
If you,
numbers, I will forward them to the multiple. I don't know.
well, you should have on the left side of your screen, thing that says reception. The second thing says sessions, and third thing says expo.
All right, let me go out here. Sessions, and then it says, wait a minute, I'm on sessions now. There's expo right under it.
No, yeah, but yeah, that's right. But don't, but hit the sessions, and it should give you business meeting A, B, C, and D, and W. You click on B. I'm sorry.
Where do you want me?
Yeah, I want you the business meeting. It says B. B,
okay.
like B, like.
Okay, let me click on there.
You should come right on here.
No, it's not doing anything.
Could she give it through your phone, District Governor?
Sorry?
I said, could she give her report
Oh, I suppose she
through
could
your
do that.
phone
An
speaker,
idea.
if nothing else?
You want to do that, Bev?
I can't hear you. What did you say?
I said we can hear you very well through my phone, and maybe that's the way for you to go, is just go ahead and talk.
Well, if that's okay with you.
Well, I think.
I'm sorry, so you're watching the other presentation. That's fine. I've got this. Want me to go?
Are you on? Well, I don't know what you just said. You implied what you're watching. What?
I said, you want me to go now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you all hear her? All right. They're nodding their head in agreement. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. I'm Bev Topfer. I'm the Ocean City Lioness president of District 22B. Let me see. It's coming in there now. Wayne, hold on a minute.
Okay.
Ask to share video. Hold on. Okay, it just said we couldn't find anything. So, all right. Anyway, here we go. I was here to talk a little bit about the Lioness Bridge program, but I also thought I'd give you a little history about the Ocean City Lioness Club. The Lions Wives worked on projects with the Lions and Lions International, ruled that Lioness clubs would be formed if sponsored by your Lions Club. The wives met and decided this was a good idea. And at this time, only wives of Lions could be members. Our club was certified on December 21st, 1976, with our charter night, January 4th, 1977, becoming the first Lioness Club in District 22B, with the Ocean City Lions Club being our sponsor. The early years were a time of trial and error on fundraisers. They had card parties, a sweet booth at the seafood festival, and help with their lions with their car raffle. Informative programs were held along with the fundraisers. Many service activities were accomplished, such as being huggers at the Special Olympics in the Berlin Fall Festival, pulling lollipops with numbers on it to see who won the prize. Though there were ups and downs, several goals held strong with our members, helping less fortunate and helping children. In 1995, Lions International changed the rules and encouraged Lioness clubs to become Lioness clubs. International caused quite a stir among the Lioness, and many Lioness clubs caved into the pressure, with a few becoming Lions Club or joining a Lions Club, but not many of the clubs disbanded. Our club has been very firm about remaining a Lioness Club and has continued with appealing through these years. Later, our bylaws were changed to allow members other than Lions Wives, and our club started growing and taking in younger members. Fresh and new ideas were presented, and today, with more members, this holds true. Just some facts about multiple District 22. There are 5 districts within 22. A, B, C, D, W, having a district governor. District 22B represents 9 counties of the Eastern Shore. which include Ocean City. That was just a brief override of the history of the Ocean City Lioness Clubs. Women had worked in auxiliary clubs and limited membership with wives called male clubs. In 1975, these auxiliary clubs were recognized by Lions and given the name Lioness and their own emblem. In order to become a Lioness Club, you had to be sponsored by a Lions Club. And at that time, membership was changed. Any woman over the age of 18 was eligible. Lioness clubs have their own board of directors who decide what projects they would like to have and ways to support the community. International Fund Service help in organizing clubs and ordering supplies. These clubs were very successful and membership has swelled to over 1.4 million in all the countries. In 1987, women were granted membership into Lions Club, and Lions International determined that Lioness could better served by the Association of Lions. Over the many years of the Lioness Clubs disbanded, but always were encouraged by district to become Lions. Finally, in 1996, Lions Club International started the Lioness Bridge program, hoping more Lioness Clubs to join internationally. The program is designed to give members a carryover of the years they served from 2019 to 2021 international. International dues were cut in half. As of June 30th, 2021, Lioness Clubs will no longer exist. The clubs can become Lions Club, a charter club of the span. Our club has voted to take advantage of the bridge program and continue on many service projects in lieu of disbanding. Although we have 8 to 10 members through this initiative, we still remain a strong organization with 48 members. Many of our members are not concerned about going up the ladder to international, but are happy on our service and fellowship within the community. Many also remaining a female organization. We enjoy the female counterparts in a relaxed atmosphere. We still offer assistance and help in service projects with our family and that's about all I have.
That's very good.
Questions?
Good. Okay. Anybody have any questions of Bev? That's our new trustee. That's a new trustee for our Ocean City Lions Club. You say you say it's about 48 members, Bev?
We still have 48 members. Yes, we were over. We were over 50.
Right.
A couple of the girls didn't want to join. They took it as joining the Lions Club for some reason, and I think 1 or 2 were ready. And one older member that needed. She really couldn't participate anymore, and someone else, were moving out of state or something. So we have lost a couple, but we still remain pretty strong. Have a lot of now.
Well, you are an independent club, so you'll have to work on your membership then. But very good, 48 members. That's what we need. And
Yes. What?
Somebody did the vote.
We did a ballot, that no one saw. So but
Oh, I see.
It was a thing that we did online, and that's how they wanted to do it. But eventually we knew who wasn't going to, because we were doing our new yellow book, which is our directory of everyone.
Right.
So, but it seems to be, everybody seems to be good, and we're, with the COVID going away, we're excited with our new product. We have another gift card round going, and we were able to, start eating, so that's good, and everybody's excited about that.
Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions of Bev? So it looks like we have 48 members there, and we have another, I believe, 18 from the Berlin Lioness Club.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what I understand. So,
yes.
In Ocean City, I think you folks in Ocean City are having a special dinner on June the 1st.
Yes, that's our. We have two new members to indoctrinate, and we have the new officers to install.
Okay, very good. Any questions again?
Oh, and we also were able to participate in the Spring Fest this year, which we missed for, last year, and we missed Sunfest. So we were able to have a booth there. So we did make some money there too. So that's good.
Very good. Okay, good. Now, if there's no questions, then we'll move on. Did I get a message here that Steve Disharoon is now on?
PJ and Steve are working together to try to get on now, Wayne.
Okay, all right. Well, you all can talk about anything you want to talk about.
You mean me or somebody else?
Well, you can talk too. Yeah, you're absolutely. I'm just going by the agenda.
I wasn't the only person getting on.
No, I just left you on my phone, but yeah, if you have anything you want to talk about, this is 22B yearly district meeting.
Alrighty, thank you.
For all members of 22B. If you have anything you want to say, we're waiting for Steve Disharoon, Bev, because he was our GMT. Now our GST is Ben Cassell, but he has a memorial service or some such thing as that. I forget exactly. Anyway, so he couldn't be here.
Okay.
So I was still waiting to hear from my GMT, and I don't know if we're having problems. I guess we're having problems getting connection. I just had a little interesting story while we're waiting. About 2 years ago, I guess it was, I went to Queen Anne County and visited different organizations in Queen Anne County because I was doing a community needs assessment. And I went to Parks and Rec, and the woman there, her name was Deborah Brooks. Now, she wasn't the Parks and Rec director, but she was the one who controlled who saw him. Anyway, I talked to her about the Lions Club and what we were trying to do and want to do in Centerville. And she was somewhat, responsive, but that wasn't really who I was there to see, although nothing wrong with seeing her. Then she also told me at that time about some of her other African-American friends who were like in the NAACP and that kind of thing in Queen Anne County. Well, I tried to call a couple of those people, but I didn't get anywhere with it. So lo and behold, though, 2 years later, she's living in Hurlock, and she joins the Hurlock Lions Club just this past week.
Oh wow!
So I think that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So, but we still waiting to get our club in Centerville. That's. I don't know how long we should wait for Dave, Wayne.
It's waiting for Dave.
I just got a message. He says, unfortunately,
Steve, I should say Steve.
I asked if he had gotten in. He said, unfortunately not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Okay.
Because
there's one note here says Steve Dish. Oh, it says yes. I don't. Yes to what? I don't know.
Patrick's been working with him, but they can't get in.
All right. Well, does anybody else have any other comments they want to make? Just general information. Surely you all have something to talk about.
Well, I'd like to welcome the Ocean City Lioness Lions Club because they will be as great as they always have been. So nothing's going to change. And we welcome them to the family.
Very good.
Yes.
That's Kathy Crockett talking, Bev.
Thank you, Kathy.
Bev, you're a great club to model after, so nothing will change.
Well, we just hope to get more projects. And I was working, listening and watching the video this morning about the Children's Cancer Foundation. And I was really intrigued to get our girls more interested in doing another project.
Right.
Yeah, that was very good. I was.
DG Wayne.
Yes.
Yes.
Were you talking about
DG or
June Brooks?
PD?
DG or PD?
Yes.
Well, you're not, you have till June 30th. Were you talking about Joan Brooks for her lot?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a friend of mine, and I think there's going to be 2 to 3 more coming in because I gave them application the other day when I was at Dow's
Very
house.
good. Are you did you sponsor her?
Well, Steve Distring and both and I have been talking to her. Ever since the pandemic, I've worked with her on some things.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think it's interesting. It is to me. I called her to congratulate her for joining her Lions Club, and I realized who she was. It's sort of funny. I said, "Aren't you the woman that I met?" Yeah.
I think she'll be a great asset to the club.
Yeah, I think so too. I guess she must be. Is she a minister now, Carol?
Yes, and then another gentleman, Wayne Cole knows all of them. Cedric Wayne. See, you know him? I think he's going to join that club too.
Okay. Well, I think we can.
Yeah.
You want to disband the meeting? I mean, conclude the meeting if you don't have anybody else.
Mhm.
Question with everybody, just to pull everybody here. Would you like the officer training to school to be in person or on Zoom? Or both?
Well, I think you should do it both, so that you pick up some people who won't travel. You know what I mean? Personal opinion. I won't be going unless you invite me.
You're going.
Go on. I'm going.
Hey, Wayne, I think we should do it in person if we get people that are vaccinated. Then
Can we do it virtual too?
Both of them. Both. That's what.
Well, I definitely prefer in person, but I think you have it. Unless you're going to have it 2 or 3 times. I mean, one in the northern part and the southern part.
Yeah.
That's a long ride from Chestertown to Pocono City.
Well, we have done 3 sessions in the past.
Yeah.
So that's not unusual or impossible to do.
And may I say it's a ride from Chrisfield to Chestertown.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I've never asked you to do it, Kathy.
No, it's a good job. Thank you.
One year we did the north, we did the middle, and then we did the south. I thought that worked out well.
And probably the classes were small enough that you could really, interact better more. I think. Well, it's not that many people, I guess, either. Really. Yeah. Well, you'd have separate classes: one for the zone chair, one for the membership chair, one for the service chair.
Oh my Lord.
Huh?
Yeah, you have to have about 6 different rooms, but I mean, most churches you can find. You go to church and do that.
Yeah. Well, if I can help, let me know.
You definitely will be helping.
I plan on doing a lot of orientation for new members.
Good.
Maybe several hundred. Well, I think. Anybody else want to say and talk about? We have another meeting at 2 o'clock. Pretty obvious that Steve's not going to be here. Hey, Wayne, so your club, Men for Change, is doing well.
Very
right?
well. Very well, yes.
They just want to wait a few more months before they make any decision on becoming an independent club. Is that right?
I really believe at this point they're afraid to break off from us. They I think they have the, I don't know, the organizational skills, the meeting skills yet, but they do. I mean, you were at their meeting Saturday. They did
Right.
great.
Yeah.
They did really good. I mean, they're not going to be as formal as we are, or formal as, most clubs, but that's okay. I mean, they have it's your club, your way. They have their way. So I mean,
Yeah.
they're great. I mean, so I am encouraging them to do it before, but I don't know. It's their decision. Their decision. They like being tied to us. But I keep telling them that's not going to change. You can still come to our meetings. I'm still going to go to your meetings for as long as you want me to come. But I don't know. I don't know what the hesitancy is there.
Hey, Jim, are you talking later today about Lovernet? I believe you are, right? He's muted too. You're muted.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, yes, we are. The Lebanon seminar starts at 4 o'clock.
Right.
It has a variety of presenters and hopefully will be interesting. Hope everybody attends.
Right. I have told, when I made my visitations, if I have any club that wants to give me money, I tell them to give it to Lovernet.
Thank you very much.
Should be thousands of dollars coming in very soon.
We can look forward to it. We'll make down payments on a number of the programs counting on your money.
And the money from the auction at the socials going to Lovernet.
Yeah, that was, by the way, that was great. We really appreciate that. Appreciate your support very much.
Are you coming to social, Robert? See your name on the list. Robert Hooper. You're muted though too. I don't see you on here. You're muted, Robert. I guess they do that. Anyway. You're still muted. You can probably, I guess, chat over to your right side. You always want to sit here? Are you all just sitting here waiting for 2 o'clock, or do you want to just want me to close up the meeting and end it?
I think we're done.
Well, yeah, we're done. Well, I know we're done. I don't have anything else. We got that echo. Back. Do you have the echo now? Maybe it's Dave Studley's phone or somebody's phone or computer or something. Am I muted now too? Kathy, what did you say about wanting to start a branch club here? What do you mean a few seconds ago?
I was texting.
I know.
PG, I know, past District Governor Wayne Cole about the Men for Change leadership. We have quite an active group of African Americans here in the community, and we have several in our club, but maybe they would prefer something like Men for Change, what they do. So I just asked him if, they might consider talking to someone down here. Just a thought.
How many people live in Chrisfield?
Well, in town, probably 1,500, but on the outskirts that aren't the city limits, which they don't count, probably 3,500 altogether.
So not too unlike what Ferrelsburg is.
Yeah, it's very scattered.
How
It's
many,
not
how many members do you have in both the Chrisfield Lioness and the Chrisfield Lions Club?
59. We have 89 total, 59 in our women club and 30 in the men's club. And we do have African American members, but I was thinking with the minister, I mean, because they're very active down here. They do a lot of good for the community, but they might prefer like Men for Change, something that way, more.
Sure. I see nothing wrong with that. That's what they want.
Sure. I mean, I just thought.
Yeah, Kathy, I would agree. That's how we got started. We just started talking to them and found out that they were really
Andre, right.
And they were interested in insurance. They were interested in a national organization, so they could have a face. I mean, like somebody to back them up like that. So yeah, and I would, Kathy, they work in little groups and they do that big awards thing every year. I guarantee they're probably talking to somebody in Chrisfield already.
Oh yeah, and that's who I was thinking of, Andre Collins. Carol's text me, Andre. That's who I was thinking of because he's opening a little business down here. Plus, he does a lot with the community center and he works with youth. So, and we just have a lot of involvement. I mean, they do a lot in the community. The ministers and their outreach groups, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
And that might be something that would appeal. And like you said, it's maybe not as less formal and whole deal.
I'm going to tell you something that I think is very important. Very important is I got a email from the Upper Shore Aging, which I'm on the board, that there was some organization in Kent County that was willing. I never heard of them before. I think it's some liberal organization. I'm not sure about that. That's stereotyping them. But some organization in Kent County was interested in affiliating with the Upper Shore Aging and do service projects. And I thought to myself, I've never heard of this organization before. And are they setting up their own organization because they find the Lions and the Rotary are not, their liking what they want to do? And are we somehow turning some of these organizations off? You know what I mean? I just hope that's not happening. I don't know that it is, but why would they have not, if they really were interested? They apparently are having a membership drive and a cocktail party kind of thing. That's what this email is all about.
Yeah, I know with Men for Change, I mean, they had worked with us, especially on the park cleanup, and that's how that conversation started. They were looking for service projects to do. They were doing a lot with the youth, but they were wanting to expand. So this group may be wanting to do something like that as well. I don't know.
And find themselves not sort of being kept out, kind of, as far as getting their ideas in there. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm going to try to find out why would they not just join the Lions Club instead of, you know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, agree.
Or have their own Lions Club.
That's right. They could do a branch club. Yeah, definitely.
Chestertown is significantly bigger than Ferrelsburg. If you can handle 90 members, we should be able to handle 700.
If you can handle 90 members, we should be able to handle 700.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, Dave.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, Dave.
I just got an email from Gene Williams. He had been in the meeting and apparently got kicked out. So he wanted me to mention to the district that one of the Chrisfield Lions, or one of the Cambridge Lions, past sheriff of Dorchester County, Phil McKelvey, had passed away, and there will be a walk-through visitation type service tomorrow at St. Paul's Church in Cambridge. But he wanted to let everybody know that. He didn't put the time on there.
Okay, all right.
I'll have to find out what time. Hold on. Back. Phil was a 50-year member of the Lions Club there.
Oh, this is the guy, gentlemen, I just gave a award to then if it's his 50th year anniversary, because what was his name, you know? I went down to Cambridge and gave somebody a 50-year chevron. And that was just like a week or two ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since he passed away.
Huh. Wow.
He was cabinet treasurer the year I joined the Lions Club.
All right. Well, our meeting, the next meeting is starting in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna close this one out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wayne.
Thank you for attending.